parallel, their slope is the same. So if one line had an equation like this, let me see if you guys are able to do this. Can you give me an equation of another one that's parallel? Careful. What did we just say? What's got to be true about parallel lines? They must have the same slope. So all it's got to be is right here, it's got to be a 2. And what can you put here? Any freaking thing you want to. So I want to put 413.7. What's the slope of the two lines? 2. So they're parallel. One has an intercept at -7, and the other one has an intercept at 413.7, but they're both parallel. You guys, I'm sorry. Is that better? I don't want that to trip people up. Okay, now, that makes total sense. To be parallel, the slopes of the lines have to be exactly the same. I say it that way for a reason. To be perpendicular. Okay, first off, what the shit does that mean? Anybody remember what perpendicular means? Huh? Sorry? No, not that precise. We're not there yet. Just the idea of perpendicular, period, from geometry. Are these lines perpendicular?
No.
Because they don't make?
A 90-degree angle.
Yes. So there's a ton of lines that aren't parallel or perpendicular because they don't make a 90-degree angle. So these two are extreme situations. You're not always one or the other. You could be anything in the middle you want to be. Does everybody see that? So some people seem to think that if it's not one, it's the other one. That's not true. Those are two extremes. No way we're going to touch in a certain way. It's just the continued creepy theme of today. Goes along with my shirt, paranormal. Sorry. All right.
It's got the slope.
You guys have heard of the bell curve, right? The bell curve. You guys ever heard of that? Like grades are supposed to have, not many A's and then a bunch in the middle and then not many F's. So it's like when people say they curved your grades, that just means they picked that curve up and moved it.
They grade it.
That's what curving grades means. You with me? So this is called the normal curve. And this one's called the paranormal. There you go. Okay, that's the reaction. You can humor me, it's fine. All right. Perpendicular means not only do they intersect in a very specific way. They must make a 90-degree angle. So can we all agree that if I have a line, what kind of slope is this? I don't think I've said this directly, but is that a positive or negative slope? Positive. Because as we read, it's going up. So I always say, if this represented the profit of a company, would they be happy or sad?
Yes.
They would be happy. So it's positive slope. This is negative slope. It's not good, right? Johnson, do something. Or money. Shit. Right. I'm not that's why I don't do business. Okay. So this has got the slope is positive, right? What's got to be true about the perpendicular line, at least, in this case? Yeah, so the two slopes. So if I just draw in my guess for the perpendicular line, wouldn't it be something like this? It could be anywhere along it, right? But let me just put it right there. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. What am I trying to make happen? Yeah. So right there, I know that the slopes have to be the opposite sign. Now, this is kind of neat. Not only that, but the slopes have to be reciprocals of each other. So if one had like this is like a slope of 4, pretty steep slope. If I made the other one -4, are those perpendicular? No. So it can't just be the opposite. It's got to be the opposite sign, but it also has to be, here's a slope of -1/4. That looks more like it's perpendicular, right? So parallel lines, exactly the same slope. Perpendicular lines, completely opposite. How many ideas of opposite do we have? Well, different signs and reciprocal. So you do both. So if this slope, let's say this slope was 3. Good job, Jeff. What slope is the green line? Negative 1/3, yeah. Let's say one slope was 5/7. What's the Jeff, what's the perpendicular slope? Yeah. Make the sign different and flip it. Okay, I like it. So, let's try this out. Let's see. 114, I like it. Oh shit, it has to be you. One, people tell me they weren't coming, they could make less copies.
They'll be asking for your
I'll tell them, too damn bad, you should have been here. Somebody doing Morse coding on there? Oh, there's one more in there. This is yours. No. So you can go further, but for right now, just try the ones on the front page. Just try the ones on here, and if you get done with those before I start doing them, just keep going. Let me know if you